Dead Horse is proud to present the Fourth Quarter Fiscal Review 2007, A Christmas Story. There once was a multinational billion-dollar corporation that found itself in an all-too-familiar situation. High earnings, low overhead, and downsizing galore. But still, the shareholders dreamed of slightly more.
Best fiscal quarter ever,
The financial analysts said, while visions of higher profit margins danced in their heads. So they called a consultant, a jolly young man, with red rosy cheeks and a brilliant new plan.
Relocate production up to the North Pole. Our foreign-based factories will all have to go. The land there is cheap, resources are plenty, and there are millions of elves that will work for just pennies. Underpaying these elves saves pennies on the dollar. Our cost of production will be a tiny bit smaller, and with almost no bylaws to monitor our actions, the fines from the labor board will shrink down to fractions. We pocket the savings, if you get the picture, and then we will be unnoticeably richer.
In approval, the board of directors shook hands and appointed a committee to spearhead this plan. From China, India, Malaysia, and Taiwan, all of the exploitative factories soon became gone, transplanted to the land of ice and snow. But there was something the corporations didn't know. In the North Pole lives a man that some folk believe in, who makes toys for kids and barely breaks even. Saint Nick, he is known to all the girls and boys for bringing them annual holiday joy. The elves worked for him without compensation, so they all jumped ship with no hesitation. The promise of benefits, dental, health, and a 401k had enticed all the elves. The new business flourished, profits soared high, a new business model that would be copied by and by. Soon other businesses had followed suit to cut down their overhead and pocket the loot. Back at home, shareholders giggled with glee at their brand new 62-inch color TVs. Some elves had grown sick from poor working conditions, with no help from the lack of human rights commissions. They were roundly denied their promised health care. Instead, it was suggested they try welfare. Back to St. Nick went some of the elves. But he'd closed up for good. No more toys on the shelves. He couldn't keep up with the costs of operation. And the market was cornered by the big corporation. The elves had bought lifestyles they could not afford, filled with iPods and tie racks and Honda Accords. Now obligated to a 36-month lease, the poor little elves knew they'd never find peace. Everyone's Christmas came through unbelated, but the price of their gifts was somewhat inflated. And what of St. Nick with his jolly red nose? He lays on a curb somewhere on Skid Row. With his voice full of shame, his spirit eroded.
Won't you give Santa $1 so he can get loaded?
That's the end of this story, and though it seems trite, Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.